Good afternoon, students. Hello, welcome back to our class, English class, that is on our channel, YouTube channel, Amir Sir Asghar Sir, for class 10 students, right? We have already seen 6 stanzas. 6 stanzas are over. Lochinvar poem is going on. Lochinvar is poetry section written by Sir Walter Scott. First stanza, we saw details of Lochinvar, a knight from Scotland. The details of his journey are mentioned in first stanza. Then in second stanza, we have seen that the girl for who Lochinvar was traveling from Scotland to England had already decided to marry another man who was quite opposite to Lochinvar. He was a coward man. And in third stanza, we saw that he reaches to the place and the girl's father comes forward with his hand on sword and asks him the reason of coming. Then Lochinvar, fourth stanza, Lochinvar answers that he had come just to drink and dance to enjoy the bridal, but the love which he had before for Ellen had gone. This is what he says to bride's father. And then we saw that Lochinvar starts dancing with Ellen, and the people who had gathered there, they whisper, they talk to each other, and they say that Lochinvar is a better match to Ellen than the bridegroom. We stopped on this in last class. Now 7th and 8th stanzas, last 2 stanzas in this poem. Let me read out first. In previous stanza, we saw that Lochinvar and Ellen are performing dance. They are dancing. Now 7th stanza. One touch to her hand and one word in her ear. When they reached the hall door and the charger stood near, so light to the crop the fair lady he swung, so light to the saddle before her he sprung. She is won, we are gone, over bank, bush and scar. They will have the fleet steeds that follow, quoth young Lochinvar. There was mounting among graves of the Netherby Hall, Fosters, Fenwicks and Musgraves. They rode and they ran. There was racing and chasing on Canopy Lee, but the lost bride of Netherby never did they see. So daring in love and so dauntless in war. Have you ever heard of gallant like young Lochinvar? This is the poem. So we saw in the 6th stanza that the 2 stately form Lochinvar and beautiful girl Ellen. A knight having stately form Lochinvar and the beautiful girl Ellen were dancing. While dancing, what happened? One touch to her hand and one word in her ear. He held her hand firmly and he said something in her ears. He said a word in her ear. That means there was a plan. Something was going to happen. He had planned something. When bride's father asked Lochinvar that what was the reason of coming. He said that he had just come to dance and drink, and he does not love Ellen anymore. This is what he said. But there was a plan. Something was going on in his mind. He had made a plan in his mind. And what he said, what reason he gave to Ellen's father was a part of his plan. By saying what he said to Ellen's father, by saying that he misguided them. He gave this impression to the hall, he gave this impression to the parents of girl that he does not love Ellen anymore. We can say that he had accepted his defeat. But in reality, he had not accepted his defeat. What he said was just to misguide them. So what did he do? While dancing, he held her hand, he said something in her ear, that means he disclosed his plan to Ellen. And when they reached the hall door and the charger stood near, they reached to the door of the hall, and just outside the door the charger was standing, horse was standing. Charger means horse. His horse, Lochinvar's house on which he came, he travelled from Scotland to England. The best horse was standing near the door. So when they reached the door and the horse was also standing there, so like to the crop, the fair lady he swung. He swung the lady. The fair lady here refers to Ellen. He made her jump. He helped her jump. And it was an easy thing for him. There was no difficulty because he is a brave and he is a very young and he is a knight. So doing this, swinging the girl, jumping the girl on the back of the horse was not a difficult task for him. He did it very lightly. So light means very easily. He swung the girl, he swung his past tense of swing, jump, right? He made her jump on the back of the horse. And then what did he do? So like to the saddle, before he sprung. And he also sprung. Sprung is again past tense of spring, jump. Spring means jump. He himself also sprang on the horse. He jumped on the horse before her. First he helped Ellen to ride the horse, to sit on the horse, to jump on the back of the horse. Then he himself very lightly, very easily jumped and he sat on the horse. He went on the horse. And then what happened? She is won, we are gone, over bank, bush and scar. They will have the fleet steeds that follow, quoth young Lochinvar. And young Lochinvar said to himself or to the people of his nation that she is won. He had won her. Lochinvar had won his love. He had won Ellen. He had done what he wanted to do. He had done for what he had come from Scotland to England. He won her. He got her. He achieved her. He took her with him on the back of the horse back to his place. And again the same journey continued. She won, we are gone. We here refers to Lochinvar and Ellen. They are gone over the back. The same thing. While coming, he had Lochinvar had swam the river, there was water, there were thickets, there were stones, there were rocks, right? So over the bank, bush and score, the same journey was again done by them. The same journey was taken by them again. The same route they took and they went back to. They will have the fleet steeds that follow. They here refers to the people of Ellen. They here refers to kinsmen of Ellen. They here refers to Ellen's parents, her brothers, her cousins, and her people, and the people of her place. Right? What will they do? Lochinvar is saying, quote young Lochinvar, this is Lochinvar's words. These two lines are Lochinvar's words. What does he say? She is won. He had won her. We are gone. The two of them, they had gone. Gone over the bank, the river, bush, and the rocks, scar, the rocks. Right? They will have the fleet steeds. They also have fast horses. Ellen's people, Ellen's men, Ellen's kinsmen, Ellen's relatives, parents, brothers, cousins, they will definitely chase them. They will have, but they had gone. Then what happened? What about the chasing? There was mounting among grains of the Netherby clan. All the people, Netherby is a place in England, right? So all the clans, the people of that society, of that place, they followed him. Who were among them? These are people, Forsters, Fenwicks, these are families. Forsters, Fenwicks, and Musgraves, they rode and they ran. Some of them were on the horses, some of them who were without horses, they ran. They tried to catch him running, some tried to catch him on horse. But what happened? There was racing and chasing on Canopy Lee. There was racing and chasing in the Canopy Lee, in the open space, in that large open space in Scotland. There was a chasing. Lochinvar and Ellen on one horse, and the people of Ellen on horses and running, they were chasing them. So in the Canopy Lee, in that large open place in Scotland, there was a racing and chasing between the two, Ellen and Lochinvar, and Ellen's people, right? And then what happened? But the lost bride of Netherby never did they see. They tried to catch them, but they could not, and the two disappeared after some time, and they never saw her back again. They never saw her again. They here refers to the people of Ellen, relatives of Ellen. These people, Forsters, Fenwicks, Musgraves, these are families. Just like we in India, we have families. These are family names. Forsters, Fenwicks, these are family names. So people of these families, different families who had gathered in bridal, they tried to catch him, but they could not. But the lost bride here refers to Ellen of Netherby. Never did they see, they could not see her again. Lochinvar had taken her, Lochinvar had won her, Lochinvar had got her, Lochinvar disappeared with her. He had gone from England to Scotland. So daring in love and so dauntless in war, so daring in love, he dared to get her love back, and he did that. And he was dauntless in war, he was fearless in war. Have you ever heard of gallant like young Lochinvar? And finally, the last line, poet Sir Walter Scott is asking us a question. Have you ever heard of a gallant, means very brave, like young Lochinvar? Really, it's a story of a brave knight. To us, this story seems to be an old story or nothing new in it, because we have seen such things in our movies, in our dramas, in our stories, right? But this poem is not a new poem. It was written in 18th century. 18th century. So for the people of that time, it was a new story. It was a great story. So for us also, it's a new story. It's a great story. And Sir Walter Scott was a great storyteller, and he told us in this poem, Sir Walter Scott told us the story of a great knight, brave knight, gallant knight, young knight from Scotland, Lochinvar. Right? We did not see any action here. We did not see any action. Like Lochinvar did not fight with anyone here, though he is a knight. But his intention was also not to fight. If he wanted to fight, he would definitely come with army and weapons. In the beginning only it was clear that he came without army, he left his place without army, without weapons. It means he did not want to have fight. He just wanted to get back her lover Ellen, who was going to marry another man, and he did that. So this is the thing of this itself is an action of this action of getting her back by going to her place, by risking his life. This action itself is a brave action, right? I hope you all understood this. First 4 stanzas of this poem are for memorization. So I suggest all the students to memorize first 4 stanzas and read the poem carefully and try to answer the questions that are given in exercise. If you are unable to answer any question, you can write in comments. Thank you for watching.